Guys, certified ethical hacker. Now we have to discuss few important points about this exam. Guys, now coming up to this exam, totally how many questions we have, how is there any kind of a weightage for the exam? So there are few questions for the learners. So let me answer those queries. I will completely resolve your queries, guys. Make sure if you have any queries related to the exam also, you try to resolve it in this part only. Okay. So now coming up to the exam, guys, totally certified ethical hacker. I think you know about the prefix, the information about certified ethical hacker. But anyhow, if you don't know, no need to worry. I'll showcase you here. Let's take a look. Just a sec. Okay. All of you take a look, guys. Total number of questions are 125, and test duration is 4 hours. Test format is multiple choice. Test delivery is you can take it from ECC exam or from Prison View. So two options are available. So exam prefix is 31250. So this is your exam code. So using this exam code, you are going to you can represent, you can recognize your exam very easily. Now coming up to the weightage, number of attempts, one attempt. Guys, coming up to the weightage of your exam, this is your weightage. Guys, background 4%, analysis and assessment 13%, security 25%, tools, systems and programs 32%, procedures and methodology 20%, regulation and policy 4%, ethics 2%. So this is what your information is. Yes, you can give your exam from here. Okay, guys. Now, there are few important points which I have to discuss here, guys. Everyone, this section is very important. Please, everyone, please listen carefully. Okay, this section is very important, guys. Now, most of the people do a lot of mistakes here. Now, I'll explain you the scenario. So first, I'll explain you the scenario. Then automatically we'll understand this part, guys. Okay. So all of you, please concentrate. Can I have a confirmation from all the learners? Okay. Now, guys, this example is for only example purpose. So the reason what I'm saying. So just all of you take a look. Now we have one user. So let's say we have a user called Baba. So this is one user, and we have another user. So the another user is Shahir. Okay. Imagine these are two people. Now, what happened to these two people is, now Mr. Baba has participated in all the quizzes, and he learned everything very quickly, and imagine that within 30 days he is taking the exam. Okay. Now exam, what is the total duration of the exam? 4 hours. Exam total duration is 4 hours. Now in this 4 hours, you know, this guy has learned everything quick, but what happened was, as he had participated in many quizzes, when he appeared the exam, the questions were very easy. Now immediately what he did, he answered 125 questions in 2 hours. Okay. Now guys, imagine yourself as Baba. Now what you gonna do if you complete your exam in 2 hours? So imagine you have completed your exam in 2 hours. So what you gonna do? Yes. Any answers? Double check. Do you really think you will double check? Review the answers, move out, Go over the questions again, reevaluate, go back over them, review, check and submit. Okay, perfect, perfect. Submit. How many of you agree with submit? How many of you are with me? Submit the exam. Okay, perfect, perfect. That's very fantastic, guys. Okay, really great. So very good, guys. Now I'll take the scenario with Shahir here. Now Shahir also prepared for 30 days, and Shahir, what he did, he took almost like same time, 2 hours to complete the exam. Now, see, after 2 hours, Mr. Baba has submitted the exam. After 2 hours, for the remaining 1.5 hour to 2 hours, Mr. Shahir has performed assessment, like recheck. So recheck all the questions and he just valid. So recheck and submitted. Then he clicked on submit. Okay. Now we have user 3. So there is one more user. So let's take one more user here. Now this time we have a user like let's imagine, let's take Mohit here. Okay. Now Mohit has prepared for 2 months and he has the same duration, 4 hours of exam, and he took 4 hours. Okay, he took 4 hours to complete the exam, then he clicked on submit. Now guys, all of you take a look. The most important point most of the people confuse here is this guy has attempted 125 questions out of 110 questions are correct. Okay, so this guy, what he did, he had answered only 90 questions out of 125. And this guy, out of 125 questions, he answered some 100 questions correctly. Okay. Now, guys, what is your what's your thought? So definitely this guy is going to get good score. Approximately, he's got some 90% score, right? And this guy has got some 80% of the score, not even 80, some 75% of the score. And this guy has got some 82% of the score, right? Okay, guys, what do you think? Who is going to get the first prize here? Who will get the first prize? No one. Why? Whose score is good? Pass is pass. That's it. Baba, user 1, user 3. Guys, shall I tell you what happens here? So please don't get worried if I tell you. This guy is going to fail the exam. This guy is going to fail the exam. These both are going to pass in the exam. Now, query number 1. What happened, Baba? You got 90%. Why did you fail? Baba, you almost got border, 75%. How can you pass? How is it even possible? This guy got 82. Okay, much better. Okay, we can say this guy is pass. But what is the case? How this guy is going to get pass? How this guy is going to get pass? No, guys, it's not about patience. It's about the time. How much time you are going to spend in the exam. If you finish the exam before 3 hours, there are 50-50 chances to pass the exam, guys. 50-50. So either you may pass or you may fail. But if you less than 3 hours, if you are ending the exam, that's definitely you just take that you failed the exam. No question of pass. Very, very lucky chances. Very, very less people pass the exam who finish them very quickly. Yes, I'll tell you the scenarios. There are even students who completed their exam in 40 minutes and they had successfully passed the exam. There are few students who completed the exam in 2 hour 45 minutes. They failed the exam. There are scenarios. But guys, it's all your luck. So don't play with the luck. So better sit in the exam for the complete 3.5 hours. Guys, my personal request, spent 210 minutes in the exam. 4 hours is very much fine. 3.5 hours, it's good. Beyond 3 hours, any time is fine, guys. After 3 hours, you can wind up your exam anytime. That's your choice. But don't sit less than 3 hours. You know what the problem is. So because in the auditing process, so because you might be considered as a bot, and there are many reasons which will be, because I'm not judging how easy counsel uh, plays the role here, but see, remember that it's in the decision of easy counsel website. It's not in your hand or in my hand. So don't do such foolish mistake. Got it, guys? So even if you pass the exam with the 90, but we didn't take 2 hours, we will fail because of the time. Yes, exactly. Simple, guys. You want to pass the exam? Sit for more than 3 hours. I hope you understand the fundamental. Okay? Yeah. And guys, in case if you want your experience, like if you want the experience of few other people, like there are few learners who failed the exam. So even they had posted the queries in the forum. Communicate with them. They will share their experience. Because out of 100 students, and of course, luckily, if I have trained some 1,000 students in through Simply Learn on CEH, hardly the failure rate is like less than 1%. Hardly the failure rate is less than 1%, guys. So very less people. Out of 1,000, I had some one or two students who failed in my batch. Okay. So please make sure. So I had taken their experience, and apart from them, globally, like there are few other trainings through where I got the experience and their feedback from other learners. So from them, I'm sharing this experience with you. Yes, exactly. We know this perfectly. Absolutely correct. Then, did they come to know why they had failed, like they had considered bot? Yes. Because see, if you have failed, then that may be the reason. Because even we don't know. Easy Council don't disclose all these things, right? Okay. I hope I just shared you very important point here. Okay. Now this question is very much fine. Now guys, the next thing is, now all of you take a look. Guys, we have totally 20 modules. I hope like everyone are aware of the modules. How many total number of modules we have in Easy Council? Like I mean CEH exam. So totally we have 20 modules, guys. I'll show you what are those modules. Guys, for 20 modules, we are going to take 40 hours of the time to complete. Okay. Now, every module contains approximately minimum 10, maximum 40 tools. So most every module contains approximately 10 to 40 tools, guys. Now it is very hard to cover all the tools in a class, guys. We cannot cover all the tools. Every tool explanation is not possible in the class. But what we do, out of those tools, we have some selective tools. We have some selective tools which are very, very important in terms of exam and as well as in terms of references and training also. So we use the selective tools for the practice, and remaining tools, whatever we didn't practice it, right? You practice those tools. So come for any doubts. So you can feel free. You can come and ask me for any doubts. I will be available in the phone. So make sure you utilize the remaining tools, guys. Don't leave the tools like that. And apart from the module based tools, guys, based on the scenarios, we will be discussing some additional tools. Additional tools means those tools will not be mentioned in your CEH. The CEH doesn't contain those tools. So whenever we come across with such tools, I will tell you, this tool is not in CEH material. Please download these tools separately. So at this point of time, for this training, every participant, please make sure you have a book and pen. So whenever I mention it, immediately note it in your book because you cannot register everything in your mind. Okay, this is my first suggestion. And one more thing. Now, okay, Mr. Shahir, everything is good. iLabs is good. Everything is good. But I want to practice realistic. So can I set up my own lab? Definitely yes. If you have a PC with a very good configuration, you can self-design your own CEH lab. Guys, let me tell you what are the essential things which are required for building your CEH lab. Guys, if you have Intel i3 or i5 or i7 or i9, any processor, so above second generation, okay, and even core dual core is also fine. Intel dual core is also fine. Intel dual core seventh generation plus is also fine. And if you have AMD is also fine, doesn't matter. AMD, make sure you have A9, A7, so which processor you are using. So now processor is fine, guys. The most important thing is check what is the RAM size, because I know few people will managing their systems with 4 GB of RAM. Yes, guys, even with 4 GB of RAM you can design the lab, but the lab will be bit slow. And in case if you have a chance for upgrading, then add some 8 GB here, so it will become 12 GB. So I'm telling you the chances. Okay. Yes, Intel Pentium is also fine, but make sure you have a very good RAM. Now, guys, coming up to the RAM, if you have 4 GB, try to upgrade to another 4 GB or 8 GB. The choice is yours. If you have 8 GB, your system is very much fine. No need for upgrading. But in case if anyone wants to go a very good level, very very good level of practice, guys, minimum configuration, my suggestion is 16 gigabits and above. 16 gigabits and above is very much preferable. So if you want to have a smooth process, very fast, you want to customize, very fast you want to design the lab and everything, then smooth process 16 GB above is preferable. Okay. Now, my one more important thing, like guys, 2 GB, okay, it is still you can design the lab, but you can use only one virtual machine. Okay, you cannot use multitasking. So that's why 2 GB, if you have, like, better to upgrade. Now, this is your RAM, this is your, and guys, a few people will have a GPU. So we generally call it as graphics. If you have inbuilt NVIDIA graphics or Intel graphics, so check it out if you have a good graphics. So for a desktop PCs, you can add an additional graphic card. For laptops, if you don't have a graphic card, that's fine. Don't worry. Guys, the reason why we need a graphic card is generally with the help of GPU, we do some multitasking. So for multitasking purpose and for heavy thread processing purpose, if the GPU is good, your system will work very good. Mac OS is also very much fine, but make sure your Mac OS has a sufficient memory. GTX, yeah, absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. You can just close your eyes and go ahead. 4 GB is also fine, guys. But these are my suggestions, guys. I'm not asking everyone this is mandatory. These are preferably good. Now, let me show you what are the, like, how we can set up our own lab. Guys, in order to set up your own lab, we need VMware or VirtualBox or Hyper-V. Choice is yours. Hyper-V, VirtualBox, VMware. You can use anything. Now, if you see here, guys, I'm using VMware in my PC. So for all the practicals, we will be using VMware. I'm using 15.5 Pro version. Of course, for VMware, you have a license, guys. You should have a license. But for VirtualBox, it is fine. It is free of cost. In case if you don't have a VMware, go with a VirtualBox, guys. VirtualBox is free. You can download it directly. Now, what are the required operating systems? Guys, you can take a list. So what are the important operating systems required for us? Guys, you can see guys, we are in a testing period. We are not in a pro level. Of course, if already you have experience in security, that is very much fine. But as you are in a beginner stage, those who want to make their hands dirty from the beginning, for them, I would suggest start with Windows 7. Of course, Windows 7 support is discontinued. Windows 7 is no longer available, but still for the practice purpose and learning few tricks and techniques, Windows 7 is the best operating system. So make sure you have one Windows 7 operating system, and Windows 7 you should have two copies. So one copy, two copy. So one copy you name as attacker machine, another copy you name as victim machine. So in our lab, we did in the same way. So Windows 7 is fine. Now Windows 10 machine. So one Windows 10 machine is preferable because to learn new techniques, new tactics. So Windows 10 is preferable. Now third operating system is Linux. Guys, when it comes to Linux, most of the people have a lot of doubt. So which flavor of Linux I have to use? Should I use Ubuntu or should I use Linux Mint? Should I use Cube's operating system? Which one? No, guys. In Linux, the first option is Kali Linux, which is a free source. You can download officially from Kali Linux website. The second one is Parrot operating system. Guys, Parrot operating system and Kali Linux operating system are must operating systems required for our practice. Okay, so Kali, Parrot, this is your Linux operating systems. Now, fourth operating system is server. Guys, you can use Linux server or Windows server. Choice is yours. One server is mandatory. Yes, Parrot is also free. Guys, when it comes to, in case if your system is having enough memory and enough space, my suggestion is have one Linux server. So guys, CentOS Linux server is preferable and good. Now, one Windows server. Windows server, you can try either server 2012 or 2016 or 2019. The choice is yours. Server 2012, server 2016, server 2019. So you can try one server, guys. So from Linux, you can download CentOS server. So server operating system is made. Guys, these are the main important things which are required for setting up the lab. And of course, we need few more. Later, I will tell you what are the other things required, what are the other operating systems required. Later classes, I'll tell you. Now observe here, guys. All of you observe here. Kali Linux, Parrot, CentOS, Windows. Okay, guys, this is your Kali Linux website. And this is your Parrot operating system website. No, 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 no. Don't worry. No need to have license. Trial version. Do practice only on trial versions, guys. No need to have Windows full version. Trial version is enough because you are trying on VMware. You are not installing it directly. Turn off all updates. Practice it only for practice. So guys, when you get into the Parrot operating system, make sure you download Parrot Security. Don't download Parrot other operating system, guys. Parrot Security is the operating system which you have to download. After that, CentOS, guys, this is your CentOS. CentOS operating system comes with a one single ISO file, guys. Actually, this ISO contains a server, normal operating system, GUI, CLI, everything in a single disk. So you can use the single disk for everything. Okay, guys. So this is your CentOS operating system. Now coming up to Windows 7 download. See guys, you can download this from official Microsoft website. So Windows 7 distro, you can download it from here. And this is your Windows 10. You can download it from here. Official store. CentOS, you will get only one. You don't have multiple options in CentOS. See CentOS Linux, DVD. If you go here, 64-bit version, you can download this. Okay, you can download it. This is all 64-bit. You can see you can download this one, or this one is also fine. Choice is yours. So guys, these are the required things which are essential. Okay. See, Parrot Security OVA is nothing but it is already a installed and ready-made platform. Just you have to drag it and drop it in your virtual machine. So you can directly plug and play. No need to install the operating system. OVA means that is the purpose. You can try even OVA also. Windows 7 is asking product key to verify. Turn off all the internet and everything for that, and directly you get in and turn off the updates. It won't ask. We have to download one of them. Yes. See guys, you have OS boxes. There is a website called OS boxes. You can download even from the OS boxes also. Okay. So from here you can download all your OS boxes, guys, if you want, in case if you don't feel directly comfortable. So this is one important. Yeah, guys, now when you create your virtual machine, rule number one, make sure your virtual machine network must be in a NAT. Guys, when you go to the network adapter settings, you can see this is your network adapter settings. Inside your network adapter settings, you will get three options, guys. One is a NAT, second one is host, third one is bridged. My suggestion is just make sure you use a NAT. Okay, guys, NAT is nothing but you are creating a isolate environment which is not at all belonging to your network, but still you can communicate from your base machine to virtual machine. If you keep it bridged, everything will be in the same network, which is not preferable because you are learning hacking. So that's the reason don't keep them in a same environment. Keep them in a isolated environment by using a NAT network. And in case if anyone have queries, what is meant by NAT network, please note it in your book. Try to research about it. NAT network, host network, bridge network. Try to know the difference. We're going to get a chance to learn something new. Okay guys, so this is what you have to do for your VMware or VirtualBox settings. Okay, so you set up everything. So this is the required things. IPs will be different to all machines. Yes, IPs will be different to all machines, and easier way you can create your IPs, because it's better like if you have easy IPs to remember, right? You can use a dynamic or static. The choice is yours. NAT network, NAT network. Okay, so guys, this is what you can build your own operating systems. Now, guys, when you talk about the hacking, I have to clarify a few more important points here. When you talk about hacking, guys, we are completely testing everything in a local area network and in our VMware setup. Now, when it comes to the real hacking, guys, without a proper permission, we cannot hack into a proper source, because right now we are completely in a white collar training. So that means white collar training is nothing but we completely handle the things in a ethical way. Unethically, so if you are trying to do any kind of a black collar job or black collar activity, remember the cyber security based of offense is very typical. Like in case if you do any kind of offense, and if it falls under the cyber security category, guys, free food and free bed. So based on the country you are residing, so the uh, term, how many years you are going to spend and how many years you are going to get free food and free bed will be decided. Please don't uh, go to that situation. So we have certain limitations. Well, let's stay within the boundary and practice. I'll show you all the resources, whatever required, and accordingly we will move. And now, few participants has asked me, there are few prerequisites which are essential to learn ethical hacking. Guys, being an ethical hacker, generally for ethical hacking training, you don't need to learn programming. Programming is not mandatory, but a fundamentals of hardware and networking is very important. You don't need to be a professional, but fundamental concepts. In terms of hardware, you have to know what is meant by RAM, what is a hard disk. Okay, so hard disk we have SSD, HDD, right? We have different type of hard disks, and what is meant by motherboard. Okay, there are few important terms are there, right? You just have to know the basics. Now, in case if anyone are new, if anyone don't know what these concepts are, guys, I will share you the material, a reference material. You can read it. Actually, some reference materials are there. Just a sec. Chrome. No, 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 no. See, don't consider yourself as a beginner. Already you took the step and you are inside the training. So make sure you utilize the opportunities. So go through it. In case if you have any doubts, we are here to help you. So don't worry about that. Yes, guys, I will share you the fundamental related notes and everything. So please make sure you go through it. Okay, guys, those who are completely new, and in case if you have a query like how to build the lab and everything, guys, check it out. This is the link. I had to create a paint file which will help you to start your own lab. So I have customized a few settings. You can just download the content and you can start your own lab. So that is for beginners. And coming up to the basics, guys, this is for networking fundamentals. The second link which I shared, the link is for networking fundamentals, and this link contains a lot of books. My suggestion is there is one book called Aaron. So there is a book called Aaron. Guys, for beginners, I request you to start with Aaron. So try to understand the fundamental concepts through Aaron book and learn through Aaron. Okay, guys, begin with Aaron. And those who are completely new to Linux, guys, for a cybersecurity person, for a security enthusiastic, for a person who wants to build a career in cybersecurity, Linux is very, very important. And trust me, guys, whenever you go for the real-time challenges, when you go for the real-time forensics or pen testing work, you know the challenges will be associated with the Linux environment. Cracking Linux is not that easy, guys. Windows is of course somewhat easy, but Linux is not. Linux is like driving an aeroplane. Windows is like driving a four-wheeler car. So you try to understand the difference. It's a lot of differences there. So make sure you learn the Linux very properly. And I'm sharing the Linux based material also. And the Linux material I had designed very easily. Any learner, any beginner can easily learn the Linux fundamentals. Hardly it will take 1 week for you to finish the system fundamentals in Linux. 1 week. Trust me, 1 week. Per day, 20 commands or 30 commands, the choice is yours. Within 1 week, you can complete your Linux. And of course, there is one more part called network. This takes time, but this is not required immediately. So Linux fundamentals, and this is your guys. This is your A plus. Actually, this A plus book is from Comshia. Guys, you can see here, this is a material which I got through online. This is not my material. So from this material, just go through this PDF. There is one PDF here, guys. This in this PDF they had explained everything very beautifully. Hard disk, RAM, everything. You will get all your concepts clear, guys. Now, whenever we talk about buffer overflow, whenever we talk about clusters, whenever we talk about anything related to RAM, at this point of time, you will get confused, guys. So that's why better you learn the fundamentals of A+. Okay. So this is much important. And guys, always remember the links which I had shared, these links will be valid for 1 day. After 1 day, automatically the links will get expired. Okay. So please make sure you utilize the links. Take the backup of the links if they, because as the traffic is used, the links may not work immediately, but take a backup and at least tomorrow morning you try to download. Yeah. So this is the important information. Anything else you want to know or you want me to share, you can ask me, guys.